Welcome to the Travel Transformation Podcast, where we talk all things travel and all things transformation, exploring the life-changing potential of solo travel, intentional travel, and location-independent working. Whether you're an aspiring digital nomad or simply wish to boost your confidence through epic travel experiences, I'm here to motivate and inspire you to go after all your wildest dreams. I'm Jessica Grace Coleman, author, certified travel coach, founder of the Travel Transformation Company, and your host for the Travel Transformation Podcast. Travel changed my life. Now let's change yours. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Travel Transformation Podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Grace Coleman, or you can call me Jess, and this is a podcast where we talk all things travel and all things transformation. Now, today I'm going to do a quick solo episode, and it is titled Creating a Meaningful Travel Bucket List. Now, I'm sure you all know about bucket lists, having a list of stuff you want to do before you die. And I would say that a lot of people who have bucket lists probably do already have a lot of travel things on there, if they're into travel. So, places they want to go, things they want to do, new stuff they want to try, all that good stuff. But I like having a separate travel bucket list, but not just a list of destinations. I think we can go deeper with this. I'm always talking about intentional travel, meaningful travel, purposeful travel, and I think we can incorporate that into our travel bucket list to create this epic list of stuff we want to do in new places we want to go to and have a real meaning behind it. So it's not just like, I want to go here because I hear it's pretty, which is a perfectly good reason to go places. I've been places because of that reason. But I think we can go a bit deeper here. So I've come up with a few ideas for how you can create your own meaningful travel bucket list right now. And remember, you don't have to do all this stuff in like the next few months. So dream big, have some big goals, even if you need to save up for it for, several years, like it'll be worth it. And we only want to put stuff on here that we really, really want to do, or that will really stretch us in terms of personal growth, or that we're going to get a great sense of achievement or fulfillment from. There has to be a big purpose behind everything we put down. So I think the first step is to do a bit of self-reflection and goal setting. So what are your personal growth goals? And can you make them specific and measurable goals that you can incorporate travel into, or that you can achieve through travel? So this is all about intentional travel that I talked about a lot on this podcast and on my mailing list and in my book, Intentional Travel Transformation. So go and read that if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But basically, what goals do you want to set yourself? What things will stretch you, get yourself outside of your comfort zone, all that good stuff? Write it all down, a list of stuff, and be as specific as you can and come up with measurable goals if you can. So one of mine was public speaking, being the center of attention, my fear of going into a new group where I didn't know anyone. So you could have a goal like that, go on a group trip, go and stay in a co-living, go and do a workshop somewhere, things like that. And you can actually measure those things. Like, did you go on a group trip? Yes. How many people were there? 10. Great. And, just write down everything you can think of, and then write down how you could achieve these things either through travel or travel transformation principles, which I've talked about before. So you don't have to go very far, but if you're doing new things, pushing yourself outside your comfort zone, meeting new people, they're all sort of travel transformation principles. So the next thing is to identify your core values. So we don't just want to go traveling willy-nilly without thinking about what is important to us. So then we can align our travel experiences with our core values. So let's think of some examples. So you could be really into saving the environment. You could be into helping fight against climate change. You could be a vegetarian or a vegan and want to help save the planet, and any of that stuff. So if you think like that, you don't want to go on this massive consumerist trip where you have millions of unnecessary flights and stuff like that, and where, you know, tourists go and just trash all the beaches and things like that, unless you're going there to help clean up the beaches, of course. So you might want to think about sustainable travel, eco-friendly travel. Think about being intentional with where you go and how you help the local community when you're there, and, you know, don't shop in big chains or eat in big chain restaurants. Go and find independent little boutique places and mom and pop restaurants and stuff like that. So that can be around your core values. I really love animals, so maybe I want to go somewhere where I can volunteer and help animals in a local shelter or something like that. So write down all your core values and then come up with just like a sentence or some bullet points on how you could incorporate that into your trips. And I'm sure there are a million ways of doing this. You could go and help out in soup kitchens. You could go and help out at homeless shelters. You could help animal charities, other kinds of charities, like I mentioned. You can spread the word about an initiative or something that the locals are interested in. You can go and help try and conserve a historic place. There's loads of stuff. So self-reflect, goal setting, identify your core values, and then next you need to define your travel objectives. So why do you want to go to this place? Are you going to seek adventure? Are you going to relax? Are you going to immerse yourself in the culture? Are you going to carry out a personal challenge? Are you going to heal yourself or work on your mindset? Are you going to work? Are you going to network? Are you going to just have fun? Are you going to bond with your friends or your family or your partner? Are you going to meet new people? What are the main things you want to get out of these trips? So if you have your destinations listed, you can write next to it why you want to go there, or you can do it the other way around. You can write out what you want from a trip, and then you can come up with some destination ideas. And within there, you might have, like I said, you might want to go and immerse yourself in a specific culture. Like you might want to go to Japan and just soak up all the amazing Japanese stuff. You might want to go see the cherry blossoms. You might want to go to tea houses. You might want to, you know, walk around Tokyo and go shopping in all the amazing places and buy loads of amazing clothes and just immerse yourself in the area for a week or two or a month or however long. So I also want you to include a list of these in your travel bucket list. What cultures have always fascinated you? Are you ready for adventure? Are you ready to become location independent? Are you ready to create your ultimate dream lifestyle? Then I have just the thing for you. The Flip the Script Academy with me, Jessica Grace Coleman. My online academy, which is bursting with life-changing courses and resources, is for anyone who feels stuck in life, wants to make a change, would like more meaning and purpose in their life, wants to shake things up, especially after the pandemic, wants to start or grow a business or side hustle they can run from the road, wants to incorporate travel into their lives in all kinds of different ways, or is simply ready for an epic transformation. For more info, just head to traveltransformationcoach.com/academy. And now, back to the Travel Transformation Podcast. And they don't have to be current cultures, they can be ancient cultures. Ever since I was a kid, I've been fascinated by ancient Egypt. I love all the hieroglyphs, mummies, tombs, everything. And I've not been to Egypt yet, so that is on my travel bucket list. It's not right at the top. I do have lots of other places I want to go to, but I've always been interested, like fascinated by ancient Egyptian culture. So whether it's a modern culture or, you know, something in the past, write down all the things that have fascinated you, like either through watching documentaries, reading books, watching movies, like The Mummy. I loved that film when I was younger because I was so into all the Egyptian stuff. And Brendan Fraser, obviously. So yeah, write all those down, including things that you were into as a child that you kind of forgotten about or grown out of for whatever reason. Maybe you're still really interested in stuff like that, like the Aztecs or the Incas or the Roman Empire. You could go to Rome and wander around. Greek philosophers, you could go to Athens. Just like write down everything that's ever fascinated you in history or in modern culture, and add them to your list. Athens is another one I want to go to. That's on my list as well. So then we can have all kinds of different things. We can go into all kinds of different categories. You can do like nature and adventure goals, personal challenges, like I say, it could be hiking, swimming, any kind of physical challenge. You could go places because you want to have a spiritual experience, or you want to go to a wellness retreat. So even if you don't know what country you want to do this in, for instance, but you know you want to go on like a yoga retreat or a meditation retreat, write that down. You can always fill in the blanks later when you come to actually book something, and you can do all your research and that kind of stuff. I mentioned this before, but you can do volunteering work, giving back to local communities, volunteering in shelters, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, just write down places you've always wanted to go to, even if you've told yourself it's not possible. Either because it's too far away, you don't have the time, you don't have the money. Money is usually the main culprit for excuses. But like I say, this is your travel bucket list. So hopefully you've got a while to do this. So write down everything like all the places you've ever wanted to go to, as long as they're, actually real places. Maybe writing Atlantis or Hogwarts or anything, but you can do, Harry Potter tours and things like that. So you can always get there. That's another category. Film, TV locations, places inspired by, like, places that inspired writers, that inspired books. I love going to filming locations and places that inspired writers. I've talked about this on the podcast. I've been to loads of stately homes and things in England where they filmed things like Downton Abbey, or where, Jane Austen roamed around, inspired her to write a lot of her books, that kind of stuff. I've also been to loads of places in the States, in New Zealand, in Europe, and I just love it. It makes me feel like I'm in a movie or in a book. And, a lot of these places are filming locations for a reason. They look, pretty spectacular, a lot of them. So that could be a whole other list, a whole other section, subcategory on your travel bucket list. But I want you to remember, like I say, put things down, even if you don't think you'll ever get there, for whatever reason. Consider solo travel if you can't find anyone to go with you, or, if the people you usually travel with don't want to go to that particular spot. Don't let that stop you at all. And yeah, I just want you to write down as many places as you can think of that you want to go, but also why you want to go there, like I say, what you want to do when you're there. Do they align with your core values? Do they align with the goals you've set yourself in terms of personal development, growth, all that good stuff? And if you don't know of the destination yet, write down what you want to get out of the trip. Write down your reason for going, what you want to achieve when you're there, what intention you want to set for yourself. And like I say, you can fill in the blanks later, or you can write something down. I want to go for a wellness retreat because I have a lot of inner healing work to do, and I want to step outside my comfort zone. I've never done anything like it before. It'll be a solo travel adventure, but I hope to make friends when I'm there, but I have no idea where to go. Even just the act of writing that down and knowing that you want to go somewhere like that when you might not have really thought about it much before, or admitted to yourself that's what you really want to do, just writing it down and knowing that it's on your list, it will, do that thing where, say if you're watching TV or a movie or reading a book or listening to a podcast, you'll now know that you want to go to that place. So when someone is talking about a destination or a trip they've been on that seems to fit the bill, then it will leap out at you. Whereas before you might have just, not really heard it. It might not have gone in because you didn't know that's what you wanted to do on one of your trips. So even if you don't have all the details yet, put as much down as you can, and just be on the lookout for recommendations, for stories of people who've been there before. And you can slowly build up your epic, meaningful travel bucket list as you go along, and hopefully tick off some of those trips in the near future. So I hope this helped. I hope it got you thinking more about where you want to go, but more importantly, why you want to go there and what you can get out of it, and also what you can give to other people if there's any sort of chance for volunteering work, working in charities, giving back, all that good stuff. So I hope that helped. Let me know if you do come up with your own meaningful travel bucket list. You can also do this, many different ways. You can literally just write a list down on a piece of paper. You can do it on computer, on Word. You can do it on a spreadsheet if you're into Excel spreadsheets or, Google Docs or whatever. Or you could jazz it up a bit. You could go on Canva and create like a vision board type scenario, or just, put some pictures next to your list items. So yeah, you can have some fun with it, print it out, put it on your wall, put it on your phone, whatever you need to do. Keep it in mind as you go through your daily life, and hopefully you'll come up with a great list of destinations, a great list of activities, and a great list of reasons for why you want to go to these places. So that's it for this week. Just a quickie. Hope it gets you thinking. And until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you for listening to the Travel Transformation Podcast with me, Jessica Grace Coleman. If you enjoyed this episode, I would really appreciate it if you could please subscribe, rate and review, and spread the word, because it's my mission to help as many people as possible to flip the script on their lives and transform through travel. And remember, life is short, so let's make sure it's nothing short of amazing. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.